Hi, welcome to my podcast. My name is Ayirebuah, and this is Ayirebuah Speaks Literally. It is a podcast about random things, random thoughts that shape my personality. So today's randomness is Netflix movies or movies on Netflix, okay, or TV series, yes, that are on Netflix that I have watched in a couple of weeks, and I feel, or what I feel about the movies, not necessarily rating of a movie or anything, just basically, stuff I watched, movies I've watched before. Actually, I watched again, and now that I'm older, I probably have a different feeling about the movie. So that's what I'm going to do today. It's just me in my quote unquote studio today, and I call this episode "You Should Watch This." So you should listen to this episode. We're going to go right into it, okay?
Well, damn. Hello, how are you feeling? So glad you tuned in. Let's get to talking. Nah. Ayirebuah speaks literally. Yeah, she's speaking literally. About things like literary. Whether happy, scary, or teary, she'll have you feeling very merry. She's about to kill. Nah.
All right. So first, I'm going to start with TV shows that I have watched and watched and watched and watched and watched over and over and over again and again and again. See all the emphasis I use on all those words. That's exactly how many times I've watched this particular series or these particular series. I don't know the plural. Is this series? Okay. Let's just move on with life, okay? Whatever it is, you can tell me when you listen to this. All right. So I'm starting first with Friends. If you know me personally, then you know that Friends is definitely my over and over and over and over again and again and again. I've watched this show. I think the first time I watched it, my brother was doing some studies abroad, and my sister was the one who actually said she should buy the DVD. Those times it was DVD that we used to, watch a lot. She said she should buy the DVD of Friends. She bought the season 9 and season 10. So obviously, I didn't really understand what was going on in the storylines, but I still found Joey very funny. So I kept watching, those DVDs. And then she bought season 1 and season 2. So I had the beginning and I had the end, but I didn't have the in-between. So for a couple of years, I was looking for the in-between. And so I finally got a Netflix. I got to watch it on Netflix sometime in 2014 abroad. And then Netflix finally came to Ghana, so it was on Netflix. I also have the series on my laptop. So anytime there's a particular mood. No, there's no particular mood actually. Any kind of mood I'm in, I would watch Friends. I watch Friends every morning before I go to school, actually, when I'm preparing for school. When I'm preparing to go anywhere in the morning, I have to do something. I have to watch something, as I'm preparing for school, and it's Friends that I watch. Every particular character in it is very special to me, but obviously, like I said already, Joey is my favorite character in the Friends series. So let me see, it's Joey, Phoebe, no, not Ross. And as I grew up also, I realized that Ross actually has some anger issues. If you really look at it, he just starts screaming at, someone he just gets angry too much. My sister, what were you doing to my sister? I saw what you were doing to the window. Hey, I saw what you were doing through the window. And also, I know the lyrics of everything. When I say lyrics, I mean, I know what they're going to say, who's going to say what. I know everything. So I've watched, that's how much I like Friends. That's how much I love Friends. I've watched it too many times. Okay. And then, let's move on to the next show. So if you haven't seen Friends anyway, you should watch it. And then there's Suits. Okay. I like Suits because obviously I'm a law student. Um Although it doesn't really teach you it doesn't really teach you much about the law when you watch it. There's little things, like when you hear it, you be like, oh, I know that, oh yeah, I knew that. Okay, so started watching Suits when I was in undergrad. Felt like, the characters or the storyline was actually exciting. And when you look at when you read the news these days, you find out that they found somebody who was pretending to be a lawyer, and it's always so funny. You'd be like, hey, you think you're my cross? Even my cross got caught. Oh gosh, I don't want to spoil it for anybody if you're just starting to watch Suits, but sorry. So yes, so I watched Suits. I've watched Suits. I've watched all 9 seasons, and I watch it from the beginning again. I just like the beginning of Suits. I like the characters. I like Harvey Specter. I like Donna and Jessica Pearson. Her fashion sense is just like, hello dear, hello queen of the office of like, how just Jessica Pearson. She is played very well. The actress that plays her, oh my gosh, how can I forget her name? Sorry, this is very bad. I should have. Gina. Gosh, if I say Gina, that doesn't help anyway. I know her name. I'll remember her name in just like 2 seconds. Gina Torres. Yes, Gina Torres, that's her name. My goodness, forgive me, Jessica Pearson. Gina Torres, she plays Jessica Pearson very, very well. I absolutely love it. And then Louis Litt is also a character that I absolutely love. Louis Litt is another favorite episode. It's another favorite character of mine in Suits. He's played by Rick Hoffman, and Rick Hoffman plays that character very, very well. Louis Litt makes you angry. He makes you laugh. He is intelligent. He is also dumb at the same time. He's just a character that you hate but love, or you hate to love. He's also a very well written character. Donna is also a nice character played by Sarah Rafferty. Of course, you have Meghan Markle, who plays Rachel, Patrick J. Adams, who plays Mike Ross, Gabriel Macht, who plays Harvey Specter. It's a very nice show, and I feel like you're going to enjoy it if you actually start to watch it. So yeah, Suits. So Friends and Suits, I watch it most of the time. Most, if you ever check me, what am I watching? I'm probably watching one of these two. Okay. And recently I started to watch The Office. I watched it for the first time last year. I think it was around the pandemic. After the pandemic isn't over, but around lockdown times, season 1 of COVID, I started to watch The Office. Actually, I'm starting to say the word actually a lot. I'm catching myself saying the word actually a lot, and I want to stop. So let's see if I can do that. So if you're listening to this and I say actually, you should jump like a frog. All right. So now I'm going to actually say it. I said it again. All right. So The Office. Okay. Someone recommended it. A lot of people recommended it to me. Say somewhere 2015, 2016. I tried to watch it. First season, I kept falling asleep. I feel like The Office is an acquired taste. Honestly, it's an acquired taste. You wouldn't like it. The first season didn't really impress me, but I don't know what episode was it, but there was one episode that just caught me, and then I just kept watching, and then I was like, oh, okay, that's why people like The Office. So yes, I watched it for the first time last year, and then again I'm watching it again this year. It's actually I said it again. It's funny. The characters are just Michael Scott is an annoying character. He's annoying. If I ever had somebody like that in my life, I would always be annoyed. He's just like, why? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? They said, what? But no, like, there's serious business. Then he's like, no, that's not how we're going to do it. Like, then there's so many, there's no words I can actually say to actually, jeez, I said it twice now. There's no words that I can say to describe Michael Scott. All I can say is that he's annoying, yet he is funny. He's just funny, and he's not superstitious. He's just a little stitious, okay? So that's Michael Scott. And then you have Jim and Pam. I like Jim and Pam's thing. My favorite Jim and Pam moment was when they both say something at the same time, and then Pam's like, jinx, and now Jim has to buy her Coca-Cola before he can talk again. They go to the vending machine and there's no Coke available, so he's stuck not talking for a while. And so after a while, she finds something about Dwight, and she has to tell somebody. And Jim is like her favorite person in the office, the person that she talks to the most. And she's like, okay, I can't take it anymore. She gets some Coke for him to buy from her so that he can talk to her. And then when he buys the Coke from her, he says hi. So that hi moment was just like, oh, that's my favorite Jim and Pam moment. Not even their wedding, not even their first kiss. No. That moment was my favorite Jim and Pam moment. And then Dwight, why is this a person? Like, why? What kind of human being is this? When he did that fire training thing, what was going through his head? And then he has the audacity to come and say, guys, this is just a drill. This is no real fire. Bro, you started an actual fire. It's not real saying. Like, Dwight is also like an interesting character. So I like The Office. Another favorite moment of mine in The Office is when Kelly, it's Kelly's birthday, and Jim and Dwight are the party planning committee or whatever, and Dwight puts up a sign that says it is your birthday. So they give Kelly an option to either watch TV or sleep, and Kelly chooses to sleep. And so they leave the conference room and Kelly has to sleep. She's sleeping under the table, and then she says, I'm too excited to sleep. I actually relate to that because there's some days that you're just too excited about something and then you can't sleep. The way she says it too is just funny. And another favorite moment for me in The Office is Jim. At this point, Jim and Pam are married, and on their wedding day, Michael sleeps with Pam's mother. And after they come back from their honeymoon, Michael tells Jim that he has a new lover. Michael, and then he says that it's Pam's mom, and so obviously Jim is upset, right? I tweeted about this today. I said, so Jim is obviously upset, right? And then you know how Michael hates Toby. Why are you the way that you are? So Toby comes in, and it's not normal for Jim to lash out at Toby, right? That's just Michael's thing. But as soon as Toby comes in, because Jim just came back from his honeymoon, so he's like, hey Jim, and then Jim is like, not now Toby, and Michael's like, go away you idiot, or something like that. And then Toby's like, Jesus, what did I do? Toby, his own is just sad. Like, why does he talk like that? And he looks like he's just sad and he's just boring. And Michael too doesn't make it easy for him. Small thing, and he sack him from the meeting. And why are you the way that you are? Oh, Toby. So yeah. So if you haven't watched The Office, I know it's in the beginning. It's going to be hard to be like. It's going to be like, I don't find it funny, but it's actually, just give it a chance. Give it a chance. I think it's nice as well. All right. So these are the TV shows that I like. There are more actually, but there are more TV shows, but these ones I want to talk about these ones for a bit. For but from what I say, sometimes basically, let's do period. New sentence. Let's go to the movies that I have watched in the last couple of weeks. Not in the last couple of weeks. I think every day, every day I watch a movie. So I'm sure these movies I've watched I watched maybe 5 in a day, honestly. So he's just not that into you. It's a movie. I think I watched on the STV for the first time, and then I watched it again recently on Netflix. When I watched it on the STV, the STV sometimes they repeat movies and. So whenever he's just not that into you would be on, I would watch it because I actually liked the story and everything. And now that I'm grown, okay, I find it annoying in the sense that why is the main character, I've forgotten her name, the main character picking on every little thing somebody does and feeling like the person likes it? Like, why? I feel like if somebody likes you, like what's the man, what's his name, Alex, says in the movie, if somebody likes you, the person will tell you that they like you, so, or they'll actually make an effort. Maybe it's not always 1+1, but at least it's close, you get. So the way that she was behaving was annoying me when I watched it again. I don't know. So the movie stars Ben Affleck, Jennifer Aniston, Drew Barrymore, Jennifer Connelly, Justin Long. I think it's nice, but probably you feel like me when you see that. It's probably like annoying. It's annoying. Oh, I forgot this other. It's actually a limited series. Made. Yes, it's a limited series. Domestic violence, but not physical, emotional, right? Whenever he's angry, he throws stuff. He's angry and he throws stuff near you, not exactly at you. And I don't know. So people feel like whenever I hear myself say actually, then I react like this. And when people feel like domestic violence is just about the physical, but it's obviously not just about physical. So she leaves her house with her child. She tries to start a new life. She gets a job as a maid, and she's a writer. So she writes, her stories about the houses that she cleans, and she goes through this whole journey. Like, it's a long journey that she goes through. If you haven't watched it, I think you should watch it as well. Made is good. It's nice. It's great. I enjoyed watching it, so maybe you will too. So yeah, Made. And then we have, I like watching old movies. The classics, things that you hear people reference in modern day movies, or people reference on talk shows and podcasts and things like that. So She's All That. They made a modern version of that. That's He's All That. So after seeing that, I've not watched He's All That, but after seeing that, I was like, She's All That has been popping up most of the time. So let me see what the movie is about. So it's just the normal high school movies. The popular guy, the girl, she's a nerd, she's an artist, she's invisible or whatever. And the guy's girlfriend breaks up with him, and he's like, he can make any girl that he's with prom queen. So his friends choose, the invisible girl for him to go, and he does, pursue her, blah blah blah. You know how the story goes. So yeah, I watched that as well, and it stars Freddie Prinze Jr., Rachel Leigh Cook, Matthew Lillard is Shaggy from Scooby Doo. Gabrielle Union is also in it. Lil Kim is in it. It's nice. It's basically one of those things that you had to be in that era for it to be like a hit. But for me, I feel like I've seen this before, but it's nice. And then I also watched The Intern. It stars Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway. Let me just tell you that I like Anne Hathaway. Okay, The Princess Diaries is also one of my favorite movies, and Anne Hathaway is just, she's just awesome. She does it nicely. She does it very nicely. So Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro star in The Intern, and The Intern is about a widower who is in his 70s, and at this point he's retired. He comes home alone. He just doesn't, he wants to have that routine again, right? He just wants to get up, go somewhere, get up and go somewhere. So he tries to do that, but at some point he just feels like he needs something more. So he sees an ad for senior interns in an online shop, an online store. They need senior interns, not senior, like senior citizens. They need senior citizens. So he applies, and then he gets the internship, and he has to work with the boss, which is Anne Hathaway's character. She's married with a child, and the husband is a stay-at-home dad. Her business is successful, but they've been successful in a short period of time. So now they need a CEO, which obviously won't be her. And it's a very touching story. It's a very nice story. It's funny as well. Robert De Niro is obviously a fantastic actor. Anne Hathaway, I love her so much. It's also a great movie, so I would highly recommend The Intern. And then I watched One Day, which also stars Anne Hathaway. Like I said, I like Anne Hathaway. So if I see her in anything, I'll definitely give it, a glance, a gadiba. I don't know what gadiba means, honestly. It's not a word. Okay. I'll give it a glance. So One Day. And it's about a story. Obviously, about a story. What does that mean? It's about two people who become best friends. They meet on their graduation night, and they almost have a night, but they decide on that night to be platonic friends. So the story is about a particular day, 15 July. And on 15 July, starts 1985, goes on to the 90s, 2000s, all the way up to 2011. It's a 2011 movie. So it's about two best friends who obviously, love each other, but circumstances. It's a nice movie. I don't want to spoil anything for you, so if you haven't seen One Day, you should watch it. It stars Anne Hathaway, James Sturgis, and a host of many others. You should watch it as well. Then The Lake House. The Lake House confused me so much. It's apparently fantasy, so you have to use your imagination. But I was just like, what's happening? So a woman leaves her house, which is a lake house, and she leaves a note for the next tenant, right? She's in the year 2006. But the next tenant is in the year 2004. They're living 2 years apart. Okay. So when she writes a letter to the man, she tells him that she's sorry about the paw print. The paw prints on, the entrance. And he looks at the entrance. There are no paw prints. There are no paw prints. So he writes back to her that, like, hello, there are no paw prints. And as he's, doing something in the house or something, a dog comes, steps in paint, and makes paw prints. And they are stuck there. Do you understand? Do you understand where this movie is going? So obviously he's before her. Do you understand? He's like, there was no person living here before, so she obviously couldn't have lived there. But she's 2 years ahead of him. And whenever they put the letter in the mailbox, it moves. I will chase when there's a letter in the mailbox, the thingy goes up. When the letter comes out, it goes down. So like nobody's standing there, but whenever the letter goes in, she receives it. So it's like they're conversing, but they are 2 years apart. As I'm explaining it, it's like that meme where the guy is like has so many equations behind him and he's explaining something. But yeah, that's how the movie is. It's a nice romantic movie, fantasy, romance. I don't want to spoil it for you, so I won't tell you what happens. But if you want to be intrigued, if you want to be I want to find out how exactly the 2 years apart thing works, you should watch The Lake House. It stars Sandra Bullock, who also I love. I love Sandra Bullock. I mean, The Proposal, Miss Congeniality, The Blind Side. Sandra Bullock is just hello, fantastic. Even Bird Box. Yeah, so Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves. I think it's, what year was it? It's 2004. I check a car. Those days, movies were nice. So, actually, I like watching those days type of movies. And see, I like to pile them up. You know, whenever I see that movie is that old, I say, I'll watch you later, so that I can have that feeling of being in those days. Those type of movies. I mean, 13 going on 30, Legally Blonde, those feel good chick flicks. Those days movies, they were nice. The Notebook, all those type of movies from those times. Okay, and then we have View from the Top. View from the Top is a sweet movie and is a nice movie. It stars Gwyneth Paltrow, Christina Applegate, Mark Ruffalo. Fun fact about Mark Ruffalo is that when I was 11, I was actually 10 going on 11. I went to Canada and we went to a store. And like I said, I love the movie 13 going on 30. So obviously I'd watched it so many times. So I knew the actor Mark Ruffalo by his face. And so I saw him in the store. And I said, this is Mark Ruffalo. When he was shooting a movie in Canada and he was there. And it was the whole thing. I wrote in my diary, I met Mark Ruffalo today. Nobody will believe me because I have no picture to prove. But I did. I saw him. I saw Mark Ruffalo. This is me declaring to the world, I saw Mark Ruffalo, please. Anyway, so The View from the Top is about, she's a small town girl. She doesn't come from a great family. Her boyfriend breaks up with her. So she decides to become an air hostess. She starts with, her local air hosting, a local airline, and she wants to be big. She wants to be Paris, New York, those things. So she goes to she sees this motivational air hosting person on a TV show, and she's motivated. So she and her friends from the local airline go to, that airline that can take her to, Paris, New York. They start school. They start their, air hosting school. And she passes, but she doesn't pass because she's like the smartest in their class. But one of her friends switches their index numbers. And so her friend goes to New York and she has to go to Ohio. So that's where she and Mark Ruffalo, start their relationship and everything. It's a nice movie. It makes you want to dream. It makes you want to follow your dreams, whatever. It's great. So I like to end here because you know what I'm doing? In between recording this, I'm also doing family law. I'm learning conversion of marriage. So I have to sleep at this point because I have a big day. I'll tell you about this big day some other episode to come. But basically, these are the movies I'm watching, the shows that I like. There's so much more that I can tell you. But what you should take away from today is Michael Scott is not a serious person. Neither is Dwight. Louis Litt is an interesting character. So is Jessica Pearson. Friends will always be my number one chick. And He's Just Not That Into You is actually annoying to me now. And I say actually too many times. So have you leapt like a frog so many times too? I hope you have, because actually I said actually a lot. This I want to watch Catch Me If You Can next. Catch Me If You Can. I watched it on DSTV too. I really like that movie. I was like, can this be real? Is this based on a real life story? And actually it was based on a real life story. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, another fantastic actor. It's great. It's great. I'm going to watch it again. I watched it once and I was just, I loved it. I'm going to watch it again. Catch me if you can. That's what I'm going to watch next. Like I said, I like watching the old early 2000s, 90s movies. They're great. Great. That's just an understatement. They're fantastically, awesomely bombastic. All right. So this is what I can leave with you today. Okay. I love television. I really do love television. So, I want to be a filmmaker. I do. We go make that happen. I just hope that I can be disciplined enough to do something about that. Okay. So, I'm going to go back to reading, school books a bit. But I hope you enjoyed this episode and I hope you take away some of my recommendations. You should let me know if you've seen any of these shows or movies before. And if you also have something that you'd like me to watch, from the early 2000s, 90s, please let me know. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I appreciate it so much. All right? Okay. So, I'll see you later. Or you hear me later. Cool? Is it fantastic? Is it cool? Should I cut that out? I won't. I'll keep it. So bye guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to Ayirebuah Speaks Literally. Na 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 na.